I'm here with David Liu, the CEO and founder of WoZai, which is a very Twitter-like website in Chinese, for Chinese, right now in traditional Chinese for Taiwan and Hong Kong, but coming soon to mainland China.
In simplified Chinese. Yep.
And what is the idea?
So the idea of WoZai is to replicate the benefit of Twitter that we've seen in the US and in Europe for Asia, specifically for China. And what's different about our company is our team has a service arm which works with brands and celebrities and companies to, from day one, build up their community from the ground up. So instead of targeting consumers and friend-to-friend, we're going after consumer-friendly brands and celebrities.
What does the service end of it mean?
So the service end of it means basically this. You're a company that recognizes Twitter. You saw it on Time magazine. You know that you should have a Twitter account, but you have a limited following on your page and you don't know what to do. And so what we do is we come in, we work with you as very much like a mailing list tool, and we go into your existing community, import your users, and extend the community into your site, into your mailing list, and into your activities for you. Instead of building up a Twitter account from 0 to 1,000 people on your page over the course of 6 months, over the course of 1 or 2 days, you can have your entire mailing list following you on WoZai.
Okay, and right now, how many users do you have on WoZai?
Right now, we're still in alpha testing, so we only have a few thousand.
Okay, and you're going the reverse direction of Twitter, in other words, because you're starting with the companies, not with the individuals.
Right, so we're starting with companies that already want to be on Twitter, but they really don't know how. And actually, speaking to that point, we're also syncing with Facebook and Twitter as well. And so companies don't need to feel like they are abandoning the major social networks. Rather, they have a service team that works with them and a central platform that will cross-post all their messages to these top sites as well.
So it's kind of like Ping FM, which allows you to post on many sites, but it also has a platform itself, which is WoZai.
Yep.
What about using Twitter in Chinese? Why aren't people just going to use Twitter in Chinese instead of you?
Twitter is blocked in China, and so that's a sensitive topic. So we're also working carefully to make sure that we have partners to kind of make sure our site is China friendly. At the same time, right now, people just are driven to Twitter by the content. And so far we've seen companies and celebrities in the US on Twitter, but we haven't seen that in Asia yet. And so what we're doing also is working with stars in China, stars in Taiwan, Hong Kong, getting them to join so that they can attract the same type of benefit for users that Twitter has.
What will be your revenue model? The service end?
That's the billion-dollar question. But service end actually is one potential area. Although in the beginning,
because Twitter
some of these services, yeah.
Twitter does not have a service side.
Twitter does not have a service side, as we know it, at least. And so our business model will be your typical internet company from the beginning. Grow the size of the community first.
Typical internet model. In other words, honestly, Mr. VC, we will find a way to make money.
Right. So we'll be closely observing what similar sites do, such as Twitter. And we'll be thinking about how to localize some of the features.
How is Twittering different in Chinese from English or Roman languages?
So actually, that's a good question. When we started our service, the character constraint on each post was at 70 characters. And that was because 70 characters is the size of an SMS in Chinese, wherein each character is one entire word.
So in other words, you can get a lot more across.
You can get a lot
in
more
70 words.
70 words. And now that we've expanded it to 140 characters to be like Twitter, mainly for the third-party clients that we're working with, we found that we actually can get a lot more across in Chinese than we can in English.
Your site resembles Twitter an awful lot. Is it a Twitter clone? Twitter copy?
We'd like to say it's a mirror of Twitter. Mainly because we like companies that we work with and celebrities that we work with to not think of us necessarily as a central platform, even though that is what our function is and that is who we are. But we'd like to think of them, we'd like them to think of us as a service arm, connecting them to their users, integrating with their site, integrating with their mailing lists.
Okay, and you launch officially in Taiwan.
Yeah.
And then mainland is when?
Mainland will be in another month or two.
So mainland China launch.
Right. So we're working right now with stars and brands in Hong Kong and Taiwan to build up the level of content. And then in China, we're working carefully because we feel like it's a very sensitive.
How many Twitter clones are there in China, mainland China right now?
At least 10.
And how many are blocked? So we got interrupted while the phone rang.
Yeah,
clones in China, you were talking about, there are 10 of them, 10 of them,
clones in China.
and
a lot of them are blocked.
almost half of them are blocked.
Almost half of them are blocked.
So what distinguishes you from these clones?
So there's a lot of clones out there, and maybe perhaps it's a cultural tendency, but most of these sites are not building up platforms. They're building up communities, destination sites, if you will. And a large part of the success of Twitter and behavior of users on Twitter is as a platform. And so we've mirrored the same platform, and we've begun to work with some of the third-party clients, such as Uber Twitter, YFrog, some of these great third-party applications. And so what you won't see on the clones in China currently are a large ecosystem of third-party clients, whereas on Twitter you see that, and on WoZai we are in the process.
So tell me about third-party clients. You have a BlackBerry and an iPhone there?
Yeah, so right now so this is actually a Uber Twitter, but customized to point to WoZai.
So WoZai can use Uber Twitter, which is one of the top BlackBerry Twitter clients. And for the iPhone,
we have an iPhone client as well. And so this was in partnership with an open source project sponsored by YFrog. And so we made this as well, and this is available in the Apple App Store as well.
Okay, and so you would add as many of these third-party applications as possible.
Right. And so what we're trying to do is, instead of building up everything on our own, we're trying to follow some of the great things that sites have already done in the US, which is focus on building a platform, a great API. And in this case, a mirror of one that allows third-party clients to be able to very quickly port their clients over to tap into the larger base of people in China.
Will you have advertising on the site?
We may have advertising on the site, but there's no current plans to.
Okay, excellent. Look forward to hearing about it.
Thanks.